North Atlantic. I have air search radars bearing 037, the Bear ESM officer noted. They have detected us. Recommend we illuminate also. The Bear lit off its big bulge look-down radar. USS Nimitz. New radar contact. Designate Raid 2. What? Snapped Baker. Next came a call from the fighters. Clipper Base, this is Slugger Lead. I have a visual on my target. The squadron commander was trying to examine the target on his long-range TV camera. When he spoke, the anguish in his voice was manifest. Warning! Warning! This is not a Badger. We've been shooting at Kelt missiles. Raid 2 is 73 aircraft, bearing 217, range 130 miles. We have a big bulge radar tracking the formation, said the CIC talker. Toland cringed as the new contacts were plotted. Admiral, we've been had. The group tactical warfare officer was pale as he toggled his microphone. Air warning red. Weapons free. Threat axis is 217. All ships turn as necessary to unmask batteries. The Tomcats had all been drawn off, leaving the formation practically naked. The only armed fighters over the formation were Foch's 8 Crusaders, long since retired from the American inventory. On a terse command from their carrier, they went to afterburner and rocketed southwest toward the backfires. Too late. The Bear already had a clear picture of the American formations. The Russians could not determine ship type, but they could tell large from small and identify the missile cruiser Ticonderoga by her distinctive radar emissions. The carriers would be close to her. The Bear relayed the information to her consorts. A minute later, the 70 backfire bombers launched their 140 AS-6 Kingfish missiles and turned north at full military power. The Kingfish was nothing like the Kelt. Powered by a liquid fuel rocket engine, it accelerated to 900 knots and began its descent, its radar homing head tracking on a pre-programmed target area 10 miles wide. Every ship in the center of the formation had several missiles assigned. Vampire! Vampire! The CIC talker said aboard Ticonderoga. We have numerous incoming missiles. Weapons free. The group anti-air warfare officer ordered the cruiser's Aegis weapons system into full automatic mode. Tycho had been built with this exact situation in mind. Her powerful radar computer system immediately identified the incoming missiles as hostile and assigned each a priority of destruction. The computer was completely on its own, free to fire on its electronic will at anything diagnosed as a threat. Numbers, symbols, and vectors paraded across the master tactical display. The fore and aft twin missile launchers trained out at the first targets and awaited the orders to fire. Aegis was state-of-the-art, the best SAM system yet devised. But it had one major weakness. Tycho carried only 96 SM-2 surface-to-air missiles. There were 140 incoming Kingfish. The computer had not been programmed to think about that. Aboard Nimitz, Toland could feel the carrier heeling into a radical turn. Her engines advanced to flank speed, driving the massive warship at over 35 knots. Her nuclear-powered escorts, Virginia and California, were also tracking the Kingfish, their own missiles trained out on their launchers. The Kingfish were at 8,000 feet, 100 miles out, covering a mile every 4 seconds. Each had now selected a target. Choosing the largest within their fields of view. Nimitz was the nearest large ship, with her missile ship escorts to her north. Tycho launched her first quartet of missiles as the targets reached a range of 99 miles. The rockets exploded into the air, leaving a trail of pale gray smoke. They had barely cleared the launch rails when the mounts went vertical and swiveled to receive their reloads. The load and fire time was under 8 seconds. The cruiser would average 1 missile fired every 2 seconds. Just over 3 minutes later, her missile magazines were empty. The cruiser emerged from the base of an enormous gray arch of smoke. Her only remaining defenses were her gun systems. The SAMs raced in at their targets with a closing speed of over 2,000 miles per hour, directed in by the reflected waves of the ship's own fire control radars. At a range of 150 yards from their targets, the warheads detonated. The Aegis system did quite well. Just over 60% of the targets were destroyed. There were now 82 incoming missiles targeted on a total of 8 ships. Other missile-equipped ships joined the fray. In several cases, 2 or 3 missiles were sent for the same target, usually killing it. The number of incoming vampires dropped to 70, then 60. But the number was not dropping quickly enough. The identity of the targets was now known to everyone. Powerful active jamming equipment came on. Ships began a radical series of maneuvers, like some stylized dance, with scant attention paid to station keeping. Collision at sea was now the least of anyone's worries. When the Kingfish got to within 20 miles, every ship in the formation began to fire off chaff rockets. Which filled the air with millions of aluminized mylar fragments that fluttered on the air, creating dozens of new targets for the missiles to select from. Some of the Kingfish lost lock with their targets and started chasing mylar ghosts. 2 of them got lost and selected new targets on the far side of the formation. The radar picture on Nimitz suddenly was obscured. What had been discrete pips designating the positions of ships in the formation became shapeless clouds,